So the rumor and Shams, he put this video out, man. He didn't put this video out for nothing. Possible Western Conference playoff team is interested in OG contender, interested in OG Anunoby. And so, I think people got really excited about that. But I think when they learned that it was Kuminga plus probably 2 future first round picks, I think that pulled the excitement down a little bit because that's a pretty steep price for OG. But you were actually kind of like not terribly sad about the idea of getting of trading Kuminga. So talk about OG and why you thought he would have been a good fit.
I mean, Brad, you want to go first on this?
No, you go for it. Take it.
Okay.
Take it.
So, I mean, look, I'm as a Warriors fan, you're encouraged by the steps that Kuminga has taken.
Yeah.
Right. But there's still the inconsistency, right? You still don't know. There's still those moments where you wonder what you're going to get from him on a night-to-night basis, right? I think that his floor has definitely risen, right? So there's definitely less where you understand he's going to play really good defense. He isn't shooting the three as much anymore, and when he does, it's he saves it for the corner threes for the most part. Still takes some questionable wing threes, but I mean, OG is just a known quantity at this point, right? So if in this world at the end of this trade deadline, the Warriors ended up with GP2 and OG Anunoby, and look, Steph is still hurt. We don't know when he's coming back. That's a nasty lineup, right? And it's just another. I mean, like the Suns got better, right? They have Kevin freaking Durant.
Yep.
They have Devin Booker, Chris Paul. As much as people claim that he's kind of headed down. The tail end of his career is still really good. This Warriors team with OG in the mix, like that's a nice team. That is a team that you can feel good about. And this is assuming. I'm sure the parts that you would have to release and trade off to OG for OG, we can kind of dissect that. But his inclusion, he could play in a small lineup, fantastic defender, shoots a three at a reasonable clip, right? I think he shoots he's at 35, 36%.
37 right now.
Yeah. Even so, he's just the type of guy, smart player, the type of guy who just feels like a Warrior, right? If you're trying to replace what Otto Porter gave you, he probably gives you that and more.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it would have sucked to lose Kuminga just because of the potential aspect of it. But if you're talking about right now, if we're just kind of there at this point, if we've admitted the Wiseman thing was not working, it was a mistake to hold him this long, great, that's fine. But I mean, Bri brought this up earlier where it was, I'm sure after they won the title, Lacob doubled down on his, this 2-timeline thing is working, right? And if we could go into the next era tomorrow, no one really, I don't think anyone realized that Steph was going to be this good still, right? Clay still playing at a high level, Draymond as well. The window is extended for that core, and you got to keep extending it with players like OG. And look, they'll figure it out now, and with GP and kind of the rest of this lineup that is actually, if you look at it, very, very small. But
we're gonna look at it in a second.
That's why I was on board with it, because I think if that's the full health lineup, and again, on the fringes, there's probably some other players who would probably not be a part of the lineup. Is that Looney? Is that DiVincenzo? Or however you make the money work? But it's I think it would have been a nice small ball lineup that could have been run out there. Steph, Clay, Wiggins, if he's still there, OG, Draymond. I mean, come on, that's a nice little closing lineup.
All right, Brian, the reason why I went Ben first is because I feel, now I don't know for sure, but I feel like you would have been against giving up Kuminga in a trade like this because, and I'm not going to I won't put words in your mouth, but I'll tell you why I would be slightly against it is because I think Kuminga is going to give you 75% of that, and then then there's still the opportunity for more as he grows in this system. But at the same time, kind of like Ben said, you're in this win now mode where Steph is pushing his prime past what I think most people thought, and that's what you have to also keep in mind.